What's up, guys? EA Sports College Football 26 has finally arrived, and today we're going to check out the differences between the coaching skill trees in College Football 26 versus College Football 25. These trees have changed a little bit, and it's going to really change how we build coaches out in the future. I'm going to go over this video, go over the changes, and then the next video we're going to see our first attempt at building the best coach in College Football 26. So here we're looking at the motivator skill tree, and in the tier 1 we have reach your potential. Interest boost for running back and fullback recruits when a current running back hits a skill cap, which that's pretty interesting. That's very different from the last game because it has a recruiting element to this. Hot hand, running backs, or this goes for all positions, running backs stay hot throughout timeouts, quarter changes across games. Put in the work, running backs get an off-season training boost. And tier 4, running backs, fullbacks start the fourth quarter hot. But similar to last year, you're going to want to invest up into tier 3. The off-season training boost is very important. And let's compare what it was in 25. So the tier 1 is definitely different. Bonus XP for when quarterbacks or position gets drafted, the position stays hot through timeouts. That's the same. So the tier 2s are the same and the tier 3s are the same, but the tier 1 changed. The tier 1 has a recruiting element in it. So definitely when we're doing these coach builds, we're going to invest into tiers 1, 2, and 3 of motivator. But let's go ahead and see what master motivator is, if there's any difference. In my coaching builds, I never used any of the master motivators because they really didn't hold a lot of value. Running backs recover wear and tear damage faster. Running backs are less likely to transfer. That might be pretty important with how new transfers work in 26. Increase XP gains for all running backs, and running backs start the game with a composure boost. And if we compare that to 25, it looks like the tier 2 and master motivator is the only difference. The running backs are less likely to transfer. I don't know if it would be worth spending coach points to unlock a master motivator to stop people from transferring, but that's something we'll look into as we delve further into these coach builds. Architect positions earn XP bonus for every 3-game win streak. The tier 2, the position group will earn additional XP for in-game goals. The tier 3, a chance to increase a random skill cap when leveling up. And this tier 3 ability was the ability that people sought after if they did unlock Architect, that random skill cap leveling up. And really, a chance to increase best skill cap with a conference or national title, it definitely won't be worth, but let's see if it's any different in from 25. Let's see. So they moved the chance to increase a random skill cap from a tier 2 to a tier 3. So I'm probably going to say that Architect is probably not going to be worth unlocking, but we'll have to, keep an eye on that. The tactician skill tree actually in College Football 26 is the exact same as it was in College Football 25. So nothing new here. So here in the strategist category, everything is the same. It's position specific, but every tier is the same for each position. So you have tier 1, making friends, boost the complimentary visits for quarterbacks. That's the same as it was in College Football 25. Hospitality, visits have bigger impacts on quarterback prospects. That is also the same. But here's where we get a difference. Lower the bar. Tier 3 strategists, QBs have a lower deal breaker threshold, and tier 4, increased chance to learn dev trait of QBs while scouting. Those are both, the tier 3 is really the only difference. So lower the bar, QBs have a lower deal breaker threshold, and it was in 25. Bonus interest for every visit a QB has taken before visiting you. Based on the information that we're seeing here, it doesn't look like strategist is going to be viable for the best coach build. So this is probably a skill tree that we're going to skip. Here in College Football 26, the recruiting skill tree is actually the one that's changed the most. The tier 1 is actually the same. The position group will take less time to fully scout in tier 1, but here's where the big change is. The tier 2 magnetic personality, increased starting interest from that position group, used to be the tier 4 of recruiting. and now it is the tier 2. However, tier 3 is completely new. The Portal King, quarterback transfers are more interested in your school. That was not a part of the recruiting tree at all. And then the persuasive personality, increased chance to sway quarterbacks. That is also new. If you guys recall, in College Football 25, there was a chance to sway a recruit in the recruiting trail. It looks like now if you unlock the tier 4, you can increase that probability of swaying a quarterback. Here's what it was in College Football 25. You're missing out on the increased weekly recruiting hours given to that position group, and recruiting actions having bigger impacts on that recruiting group. But I think these abilities got moved to the elite recruiter part. So in College Football 26, the talent developer skill tree is changed for the most part. It is, again, the same thing for each position group. The only thing that was the same from College Football 25 was the tier 3 star maker. Starting quarterbacks will gain XP faster. However, if we're looking at all the tiers, it doesn't look like talent developer is going to be worth spending any coaching points, much less unlocking. Bonus XP for quarterbacks when QBs are drafted doesn't really seem like that's that good. Tier 2 QB whisperer, freshman and quarterbacks progress faster. That could be interesting, but it's not really going to be worth spending your points on. So now we're going to go take a look at the program builder. So the program builder got a lot of changes made to it. The coaching family skill is actually completely new. The forever home coordinators are less likely to leave the coaching carousel. Coordinators for tier 2, coordinators are more likely to accept your job offer. That's a big change in this year's game. In last year's game, if you offered a coach, they always accepted it. It seems now it's not a guarantee. And then cream of the crop, increase the caliber of coordinators available for you to hire. This might be worth looking into to see if it's valuable, but it's going to be hard to say. We won't know until we start putting more hours into the game. The set the tone skill is actually the exact same as it was in College Football 25. Don't believe I used any of these in my builds. Maybe I tried the tier 1 and it was okay. It's not really something I think I'm going to be spending my points on this year, especially when we're going to have to invest more heavily in elite recruiter. Roster retention is a little different from College Football 25. So this year, the tier 1 is the same. The best advice, the 3rd through 7th round projected players are less likely to leave for the NFL. That is the same as it was in College Football 25. The let's run it back. The 2nd round projected players are less likely to leave for the NFL. That was actually the tier 3 in last year's game. However, tier 3 delay Sunday was a CEO ability. 1st round projected players are less likely to leave for the NFL. This is very, very interesting that that's in this game because that was a CEO ability. And now that it's in program builder, this might be something for roster retention. You might want to fully invest in all tiers. The high integrity skill tree is the same as it was in College Football 25 in the exact same tier levels. However, it looks like with how transfers are working in this game, this might be pretty important. We're going to keep an eye on it. For now, I'm probably going to avoid it, but again, we're just going to keep our eye on it because it might be something worth building in the future. The strong roots skill is the same in College Football 26 as it was in 25. And it was actually something that I found pretty valuable. The tier 1 boost to your primary pipeline was very good. The tier 2 was my favorite. It was the boost of starting interest for recruits in your primary pipeline. It gave the combination of the CO ability Dream School and this household name. It gave the ability to increase the amount of instant commits you could have. And the hometown discount, recruits from your primary pipeline gain extra influence boosts. I really liked the strong roots, and especially coupled with recruiting. This package is going to be very, very good for helping you recruit the best players in College Football 26. So the relationship builder is also the same in College Football 26, and it's also a skill tree that I'm going to be investing in. Definitely going to invest in the tier 1 and 2, upgrade your school's best 2 pipelines by 1 tier, and upgrading your school's 5 best pipelines by 1 tier. Very, very, very helpful in recruiting and helping you land those elite recruits that are outside inside of your pipelines. The inside track is mostly the same in College Football 26. However, that tier 2 portal preview ability is new to this game. You're going to have the ability to see other schools' at-risk players in my school. I guess we'll get to see how effective that is, but the smart goals and the friends and family discount are the same as last year. What we're going to be doing, a little hint in our coaching builds, we're going to try to find a starting head coach who has the friends and family discount so we can unlock our archetypes at cheaper prices. So when we leave that program, we're going to build somewhere else, we'll have those archetypes discounted already to save on those coach points. In College Football 26, the CEO tree has gains getter, increase the chance that a player upgrades their dev trait. This is a new ability, and this is something worth exploring for trying to build those 99 overall teams. If you're able to upgrade their dev trait, that could be huge. The second chance keeper is an ability that was in College Football 26. It's spend a second persuade on a player if it first fails. What we're hearing this year in College Football 26 is that the portal is so much different and more intense. So this might be a trait worth looking into. The lasting impression skill in the CEO is new to College Football 26. Gain an additional interest for every 10 hours spent. This was, I believe, an ability in the elite recruiter tree in College Football 25, and they've moved it to the CEO. This is interesting because it's a one-time spend and it works very well on all the recruits. So this is something very much worth looking into and spending your points on. The last dance skill is new also to College Football 25, a bonus interest for every visit a player has taken before you. I believe this was a skill in the strategist. It doesn't seem like it's going to be very valuable. So that's probably one we're not going to spend any coach points on. The gasoline is the same as it was in College Football 25. Players start hot in a top 5 rivalry, bowl, or championship game. So more the merrier is a new skill in College Football 26, and it increases the number of players who can visit in a week to 8. In College Football 25, the maximum amount of players you could have visit is 5 in 1 week, and now it has increased to 8. Might have been 4, but either 4 or 5, and now it will be 8. Dream School is an ability I spoke about earlier, and this is a really, really, really valuable ability that is in the CEO skill tree, a chance at an instant commit when offering a scholarship as their top school. So if you have a recruit, 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, if they have your school's interest at number 1, you can offer them a scholarship, and the chance of them instant committing is really, really high. I would say it's around 20 to 25% that they say yes. And it is a very, very powerful tool, especially when recruiting is going to be more difficult and you need to put hours onto other players. If you get a commit instantly, you don't have to waste any recruiting hours on that player. So this is one of my favorite abilities in the game. The bundled discount, we are going to be using the same strategies we used last year in College Football 25 for building a coach. Kirby Smart, just like last year, the Georgia head coach, Kirby Smart this year has the bundled discount. So we will at some point be going over to Georgia to take advantage of that bundle discount. Great ability. And also when you move on your own and you become a head coach, we're going to be unlocking this so we can start benefiting from the coaches on our coaching staff. And the senior superlatives is the last skill in the coaching tree, and this was in College Football 25. It will increase all skill group caps by 1 for rising seniors. I don't really know what a rising senior is, but basically I think it just really implies that if they're a starter and they're a senior, that they had their skill group cap increased. This one was pretty good. When I used this ability when I was going for my 99 overalls, and it seemed to help. And this concludes all the review of the College Football 26 skill tree review. What's up, guys? It's me in the future, but for you, the past. And I thought maybe I'd talk about maybe my initial plans for how I'm going to be doing this build. The next video for the coach build should be out in a couple of days, so look forward to that. What we're going to do in the Master Motivator skill tree, I'm going to do the same thing that I did in 2025, invest into tier 3 for all the position groups, excluding kickers and punters. And then moving on to the next, I'm going to be investing in the tactician skill tree, I'm going to be buying up every tier in the first section, excluding the punters and kickers. So all 4 tiers for all the position groups. For the recruiting section, I'm going to be investing up to tier 2 for the first few. Maybe considering buying the tier 3 for all the position groups. And then for the elite recruiter, I am going to be investing in all 4 tiers in elite recruiter. So much different this year than last year, where we stopped in tier 2 of elite recruiter. For this year, we're going to be investing all 4 levels for all the position groups. For the program builder, we're going to be unlocking that. And I am going to be investing in all tiers of the roster retention. I will be investing in all tiers of the strong roots. I will be investing for sure in the first 2 tiers of relationship builder, maybe the 3rd tier if I have extra points to spend. In the CEO tree, I plan on investing in the gains getter. I will be definitely investing in the lasting impression. I probably will be investing in more the merrier. I 100% will be investing in Dream School. And for the coach build itself, I will be utilizing the bundled discount when I'm building the coach out. And so that's a little bit of the preview of where I'm going to be looking to invest my points. When I get through the build, I'm going to know exactly how many points I actually have. And, you know, at the end of the day, each coach will earn 1,000 CP. So, you know, we're going to really learn on where we can apply those CP. So I hope you guys enjoyed this part and look forward to that first coaching build video. Should be out in a couple of days.